Firstly, what is procrastination? Simply put, procrastination is the behavioral tendency to put off tasks that need to be done, despite the possibility of negative consequences. These consequences can include getting in the way of your own success or feeling anxiety, depression, or low self-esteem. So naturally, this is something that is a negative thing, something that you don't want to be guilty of. But many of us do indeed succumb to procrastination. I used to be a great procrastinator, and I think, thinking back on it, it was linked to living situations, probably financial stress, social stress. It's often linked to many things, and that also seeps into lethargy, the inability to get started, to get moving. I think the biggest thing that helped me cure my procrastination was being more active. So the gym life, being more physical. The gym is a great way, and this is the reason why a lot of self-improvement is centered around the gym, because the gym is the first arena where you visually see that your action and your activity is obviously clearly enhancing your life. You're seeing your gym gains. You're seeing how you get better and better the more you advance, the more you go. But I do believe that introverts are prone to being master procrastinators. Many introverts live in their mind. Many introverts have this ideal or idealistic way that life should be. Many introverts have an inner monologue, like a story to the self in their head. But it's a failing when you can't make that story real. If in your mind you should be built and strong, resilient. Many of us get inspiration from fiction. The most proactive and productive way of using these forms of motivation and to make it some kind of reality is to be proactive about it. Often many procrastinators are just simply lazy people. Now, some people might talk about psychological aspects or disorders like ADHD, having attention deficits. Some people might also talk about autism or Asperger's, which are all relevant reasons why someone could be a procrastinator. Let me know in the chat if in your learnings, because I'm not well versed in these disorders, if they are linked to procrastination. Let me know your thoughts in the chat. But I think that if we just be honest with ourselves, many times these are excuses. Many times people self-diagnose these disorders, right? And that is a sign that it's a coping mechanism, right? And I'm all about going to the root cause of problems and finding the solution, and that's going to involve humility, being open and honest about failings. Too many of us wear a mask in the world, and we pretend, and we can't quote unquote keep it real. We can't be open and honest because of fears of rejection or judgment. And this is why I'm very open again to judgment. I remember I made a classical video which, about when I reached age 30 and how I promised myself to stop BSing. And what that essentially means is to be someone who is bolder, open and honest. I'm going to be my true self around people. I'm not trying to be the nice guy and to make people comfortable, and which is often for acceptance. And many of us, especially introverts, I think have been in these positions where you really wanted to say something in a certain situation, but you just simply didn't. And in many cases, introverts will often come across as fake, or being a people pleaser, or trying too hard. Everyone has their own philosophy in life, but for me, as a human being, as a mortal being, being open and being true to the self is important. And what a lot of people find when they overcome this anxiety is that they realize that they are very relatable. You know, people have a liking to these people because everyone experienced these things. You know, many people understand what that person is going through, you know? So it's very relatable, and there's nothing alien about these thoughts or feelings, right? And so this is probably why you like watching these videos, these type of videos. You know, they're honest, open, and I probably open up about stuff that people generally don't open up about in real life. You can't be sensitive to critique, and you can't be static waiting for the best circumstance, the best situations, the best weather to go out for a run, you know, the best opportune moment to go out and do what you know you need to do. Again, this sensitivity breeds procrastination and procrastinators. Now obviously it's not going to happen overnight. I'm not saying that you need to do away with your sensitive tendencies, because I actually believe that sensitivity, especially in men, is actually a superpower, because sensitivity is basically intuition, and often people who are very sensitive have good intuition. They are good at reading people, reading the room, being good judges of character, making sound decisions. So sensitivity is not a bad thing, but the type of sensitivity where you feel awkward and unable to get things done, to be disciplined and work to a schedule and a routine, if you operate like that, you're going to be a late bloomer. That is without a shadow of a doubt. But then you're also going to just basically be a failure, you know. And I know that sounds harsh, but that is the outcome when you procrastinate. Absolute failure. Imagine if the sperm cell your father busted inside of your mother underneath that mango tree in some tropical island. Imagine if that sperm cell was inactive. Imagine if that sperm cell was procrastinating. Imagine if that sperm cell was like, nah, not today. I can save traveling to fertilize that egg tomorrow. Let me live in here for, you know, it's nice and warm. Oh, all this work, I feel uncomfortable. Let me do that tomorrow. What happens to that cell? That cell loses out. Right? It's the same situation. It's a sound analogy for what happens to the person who procrastinates. So again, back to introverts. Introverts have a bad trait of living inside our heads, you know, having our own inner monologue that typically makes people to become inactive or to become too dependent on ideals or ideal situation, but not translating that into the real world, into being realistic. This is why you might find many introverts taking to the internet and living a double life on the internet, you know, living their ideal life behind an avatar in text form, you know, on screens, you know, Red Dragon 88, fierce and outspoken on the internet, but in real world, meek, have not attained the things that they would like to attain in life. For me, that is just a failure. And that is also the curse or the trap of social media. And I would say that introverts are particularly prone to that trap, because it's very enticing for a person that doesn't like to be outgoing to rely on social media. Hey Falcon, what's the solution? Okay, I always come with solutions. What will help to stave away procrastination is to scheduleize, keep a routine of the things that you need to get done. You know, that's very, very pivotal. And we've got all the technology to be able to do that. We've got a whole super PC or computer in our laps, in our pocket, right? You can use the app to set an alarm. Okay, today I'm going to research how to design a website, because I have a business plan that relies upon, or that will require having my own website, because I want to make products and I want to host my products on this website so I can receive transactions and payments. Maybe you do that for 1 hour. 1 hour every Saturday will go a long way, and that will actually bring you closer to your end goal. And this is why I love technology. You know, you see me with my Ray-Ban Metas, you see me with my smartwatch, my smart ring, you know, my phone. I love technology because it is going to help or aid in me reaching my achievements and goals. Like, we live in an age where we really, like, technology is a blessing. Some say it's a curse, but for me it's more so a blessing. Discipline, working to a routine, is a sound way for staving off procrastination. Many people wait for motivation. Many people need to be motivated before they start or get stuff done. You have to use energy to seek motivation, or you have to wait for it to appear to you. You know, that's like waiting for a shooting star, or waiting for a once in a lifetime event before you start. Discipline, routine, scheduling, right? Using your phone alarms, using your calendar. We don't really use our calendar, man. Who really uses their calendar? Let me know in the comments below if you actually use your phone calendar. It's kind of linked with the late bloomer video that I did. The thing about procrastination is that you realize a point where you've just wasted a whole load of time. You have not attained what you've wanted to achieve. And the thing is, the sad thing about it is that people see that. You know, obviously people are respectful now and they don't speak their mind, but people see when you basically haven't achieved things in life. It's not really based on the things that you have, but a lot of it goes into mindset as well. It goes into inferiority complexes, negative thinking, and it creates an aura about you that shows us, you know, who you are, you know. But I'm probably rambling at this point. But yeah, the introvert is prone to procrastinating, and I'm hoping that this video gets you out of being a procrastinator. But what are your thoughts? Is what I'm saying sound, or am I wrong about anything? Let me know in the comments below. But see you in the next video.